put it like that.
Nice.
What's it like? I was actually there in attendance in Cleveland for Coe's first career NFL touchdown, which was awesome. And,
Awesome.
it was a great game. You could hear me on camera. I was just screaming, "Say it ain't so, Coe! Say it ain't so!" Sadly, from there, the game kind of went off the rails a little. That was the last high moment of that game, but it was a great game. Overtime loss, fun time. But how was that moment for you? Seeing the first, whether it was on TV, in person, wherever you were, seeing his first NFL touchdown. How was that?
Well, dude, I mean, we were at home because it was a away game. We don't travel to a lot of the away games because we can get into that later. But, to watch that and to think I wished I was there live. So to have your video was so cool. And just that, hey, this is so cool. I mean, that was so cool for us. Catching it from Tom Brady, right? Like, he's got the ball yet. I mean, first NFL touchdown means a lot, right? I mean, as a dad, that's just so cool to see. And it was fun to watch. And, it didn't have the outcome we wanted, but still the same. What a memory. What a memory to have, right? So,
and honestly,
cool.
those one of the best guests ever, the Buccateers in the house. You guys hear him on Tampa radio all the time. He's one of the best in the business. My favorite personal in the business. That's why I'm elated tonight. Growing up in the Chicago area, you're used to sports radio. That's what gets me through the day. So this man does help get me through the day, I will say, with the Pat and Aaron show at work. Nothing like it. So it's incredible. It looks like we got Stunna bumbling in. I'm Tampa Tones. We are joined by lead goon tonight, host of the Pat and Aaron show of WDAE, Pat Donovan. And it sounds like Stunna is bumbling a little bit. Going to put him on mute for a second until that gets a little cleared. But we're joined by Pat Donovan.
It looks like Stunna's hanging out with Cheech and Chong in a car with the windows up or something over there.
It does look like you got a little...
No, my camera's broke.
And he was trying to pull me in big time. And then I was like, nothing's happened with Indianapolis yet. Like, I really want to give Indy a chance. And then also I talked to Cody Gruden, once he took over Rich McCann, I'm still like, well, look, I was like, y'all just give me the opportunity to explore free agency, see what's going on, and then kind of make us do it.
All right, everyone, you are tuned into the Buccateers at wide receiver, Kalen Geiger, and we are about to have a great pod. This is the Buccateers. You're tapped in, and here we go. Welcome back. Welcome in. If it's your first time, 80th time, whatever the hell time it is for you, welcome into the Buccateers crosstalk today with a couple of great gentlemen, a couple of great friends of the shows and friends of mine as well. So very excited to talk with them on this very important game day eve here for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, as they are in the heart of the toughest part of their schedule currently. So 3 really tough games, and it's really going to be battle testing this Buccaneers team. Tampa Tones alongside the great Michael Pless of Real Bucs Talk. Great to have you back, brother. Long time no talk. Hope all is well, my friend.
Doing well, gentlemen. It's a good Saturday.
Yeah, it is a really good college football slate today for USF fans. It's going to be a rowdy game at Navy, never an easy place to play. So we got a lot of fun stuff to talk about, and always a great man to have. Real Bucs Talk's own Michael Pless. We were trying to get him Tuesday, but I just had to vent some stuff Tuesday with Patriots fans. So we were glad to have him Saturday. And Coach Allen back. I changed his name officially to Coach Allen. He's no longer JC. So, Coach, how you doing, sir? Welcome in. Welcome back.
What's going on, guys? Happy to be here. It's been a while. Yeah, unfortunately, season's over. Didn't go down the way we wanted it to. A double overtime loss in the championship game, but the boys played their heart out. They learned a lot of lessons. They got lessons, and they got better. And it was an honor to coach that team. So we're moving on. It's off season now. We're back in riding mode, back in Bucs mode. and getting ready for spring ball.
Yeah, the great Richard and Christopher in the house. I actually heard a rumor, JC, that it was your opponents in the championship game under investigation for a prop bet shenanigans. That's why
I wish.
yeah, that's what we say to that. But welcome back, JC. You're still a champion in our heart, brother. So that's all.
Oh, you're the best.
Yes, sir. Love you, buddy. J-Lo, welcome back. Welcome in again, brother. Just saw you last weekend, like every minute of the weekend, but nonetheless, back on the air. How are you, my man?
Good, my friend. Good. It was a fun weekend, We didn't get the dub. It's okay. We still made the best of it for the most part. It was a fun time, and here we are.
Yeah, Real Bucs Talk. We appreciate saying be sure to subscribe to the Buccateers podcast. Hit that like button, whether you're watching on our channel, whatever channel you're watching on Real Bucs Talk, on Buccateers, YouTube, Twitter, wherever you're watching. Make sure you follow, give a subscribe, like button, turn the notification bell on. You'll never miss our beautiful faces. Again, our Nebraska natives, 70 in Nebraska. We will take it while it lasts. Not many Huskers here today. With bye week, most are out hunting. Yeah, a good weekend for hunting. I mean, we're nearing 66 today in Chicago. That's unprecedented this time of year. 70 in Nebraska. It's actually pretty damn nice here in the Midwest. So we appreciate you tuning in on the bye week. Sit back, relax, enjoy some Bucs talk, college football talk, and strap in. JC, first question to you, brother. How were you watching the game? Not the Bus game, but the Bucs game against the Patriots.
That was the fun one. I just wanted both teams to have fun. Happy with the outcome. Either way it would have been. I'm more happy with this one, obviously. But Drake May's the truth. He's special. He's going to do some really cool things in this league. So as soon as they can dump more resources into, a better offensive line and, some better weapons around him, and a little bit of this, a little bit of that to the defense, I think they'll be in a really good spot to be an annual threat. It just shows all you need is a quarterback to turn, and competent coaching, I guess, to turn a whole organization around. And super excited for that. For the Bucs, this was one where they probably should have won this game. Like outside, and again, I'm writing about this now. Those 4 explosive plays, 5 if you count Demario Douglas's 26-yarder, that set them up too. Like those 3 for touchdowns, like that's the difference in this game. It's a huge difference. And the Bucs have let up a few explosive plays. The big ones, obviously, Jahmyr Gibbs and Bijan Robinson in week 1, but it's not something that they've typically done repetitively in a game. That's rare. If they allow an explosive play, they kind of get things. This is a bend but don't break offense. Defense. Keep everything in front of you. No big plays is the number one rule in this defense. And they did it 4 times last week. It's an uncharacteristic flaw in last week's performance, and I don't think they carry it forward. So there's a lot to like from that performance. The offense needs to get it figured out. I don't know what they're going to do with Bredesen out. That's Gedeke and Worst have to take care of Bosa and Russo this week if they're going to have any chance. And Graham's got to play much better than he has all season. But
he played good last week.
What?
I said Graham Barton played good last week.
He did play good. He had a tough assignment with Tonga and then with Williams and Barmore crashing on him too.
And I feel like he did have a lot on his plate too, as he had to start the season at left tackle, kind of, get thrown in the fire there a little bit. Not giving him excuses, but he did come out of the gates a little bit slow at center. But for a young guy, boy, that has to be tough, right? Here you are getting reps all rookie year at center, then your best player gets hurt on the team, Tristan Wirfs, and you're not only trying to fill in at left tackle, but fill in for the best players. So let's see if Graham could continue off that momentum. I liked what I saw last week as Barb Rubright tuning in on Facebook. Next question here for Real Bucs Talk. How should KB feel on the game? Pessimistic, but for real. Plus, how should Bucs fans be feeling on this one? As Olivia's joining us and KB's commenting on the Bills interior D-line. Thanks for joining us, Olivia. We love our lady listeners. But plus, how do you think people should be feeling about this game? Optimistic or pessimistic?
Yeah, I'll just echo what JC was talking about last week. I mean, it was definitely a game the Bucs should have won. And it was funny because in Twitter I was telling people that Baker Mayfield has to play better, and apparently you can't do that
Huh.
among social media. But yeah, defensively you just can't allow 4 plays of 50 yards or more, and 3 of them for touchdowns. And that was really the difference in the game, because if you don't allow those plays, you feel good. The Bucs probably could have won like, maybe 19 to 16 or something along those lines. But offensively, they have to be a lot better. You can't go 3 and out as much as they have. And for tomorrow, I think the game plan is simple. You run the football, you pound the rock, you do play action, kind of simplify things on offense, and
Attack the linebackers.
Yeah, attack the linebackers, which we should have done last week. That was a glaring matchup. K-Dot should have had at least 15 catches in that game, but we just didn't go to it enough.
Where's Devin Culp?
Yeah, I mean,
he's not a mismatch on one of these linebackers out here?
Where is all the other tight ends? Like, they don't get any targets. Payne Durham had one, probably should have caught it, but yeah, I mean, it's
I don't know if that's Grizz, or if that's Baker, because like my whole thing was, you want to beat the Patriots last week, you beat them at their game. You just take what they give you, and they're going to give you the underneath. They're going to give you the tight ends over the middle on that linebacker play. Like, they're going to give that to you,
Yeah.
And Baker just wants to push the ball, it feels like.
Plus, real quick, when you guys get a minute, keep your convo going, but answer our guy Richard as well, the Bucs explosives. I'll tell you what, Bucky and Godwin, Evans, those guys being out and the O-line being banged up have a lot to do with the lack of explosives.
Yeah, I would just say, the explosives, I mean, Bucky is the explosive in himself. Mike Evans draws so much attention. I think that's a big thing. Like, it opens up a mecca to go downfield, Tez Johnson, etc. But at the end of the day, answering JC's question about whose decision it is, it ultimately falls on Baker Mayfield. He's the quarterback. You have the choice to go where you want to with the football, and he's making a conceited effort to go to Mecca Ibuka against Christian Gonzalez, which makes no sense to me. Gonzalez is one of the better corners in this league, and Mecca, as good as he has been as a rookie, there's still a long way to go for him to develop and get to that point where we expect him to go. You have to attack the weaker matchup, and that's something I expect the Bucs to do tomorrow, and that's pound the football with the run game, attack their linebackers as well, attack the weaker corners that you can get mismatches against, and play a smart game. That's really all it's going to take on offense, and we should be able to score 24 to 28 points. Defensively, that's going to be a big factor as far as keeping Josh Allen in the pocket. If they can do that and not let him escape and run, then you have a really good shot. And obviously, you got to shut down their explosive running game and James Cook.
Yeah, and JC, we also talked about it weeks ago after our loss to Philly back on your show, the Pirate Parlay podcast, how we weren't dumping or blaming Baker by any means, but we kind of said in that game too how, he gave the ball away with the one interception. Then the careless fumble kind of knocked him out of range a little bit. When this team stumbles at times this year, and this is no knock on Baker, but just goes to show the importance of Baker's high-level play, right? When he plays at a high level, they could play with the best of him. When he isn't 100%, it goes to show. And injury has something to do with it as well, I would allude to, JC, right? Because he's not running at all anymore, and to me, that tells me he's not 100% healthy either.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this isn't just like, Baker's just not throwing. Baker is under duress.
Yeah, he's under siege. No pun intended.
Under siege a lot. He'll give him a few clean pockets a game, and he'll try to make the most of it. But yeah, he's definitely banged up. He's not taking off. He doesn't have the Baker. I wouldn't call it explosive, but let's just label everything by Baker. We have Baker Magic, Baker Sacks, Baker whatever. This is like a Baker explosiveness, a Baker cut. He has this innate ability to just like make this little one move in the pocket and like get free and make some running lane. And you can tell it's like been like a half a step slower when he's been trying to do it in the pocket. So I guess he's missing his Baker cut. he's definitely banged up, but and the offensive line has struggled too, and it hasn't just been the offensive line, because when he has had time, it's been the receivers, man. It's, they are struggling to separate as well. And I asked Josh Grizard that this week. I'm like, what is it? What do you do when, teams are starting to play? I don't want to butcher his answer, so I'm not even going to paraphrase it. I'm going to find it. But I was like, what do you do when teams are starting to play more man coverage on you, and how do you adapt to that? And, how do you scheme these guys up to get open and get more separation, because they're having difficulty?
I'll just add real quick. I mean, there's opportunities, there's separation, there's guys getting open, but again, it goes back to the quarterback's choice and understanding where the matchup is. Tez Johnson was beating the crap out of Carlton Davis early in the game.
He should have went there. Someone should have told him that he needed to go there. If he didn't see it, someone should have told him.
Exactly. So it's a combination of both. And I'll let you go ahead, JC, if you got the quote.
Yeah, I do. But it's progressions and reads too. I mean, I give Baker a little bit of credit, on some of this stuff, but some of the stuff, like someone he should have been notified. Hey, I'm beating CD3 right now. But I asked him, since week 7 is really when people have been playing man. He said, I think it's twofold how Detroit played it in some of those spy coverage where they do have a man defender that's on Bake, where no matter where he goes, the guy is going to be shadowing him. So when it comes to that point, someone else has to win versus man coverage, because a lot of these looks, if it's man coverage, the checkdowns you'd like to see from backs and the zone coverage are really not there. Ultimately, we have to be able to execute what we're doing in practice on some of these plays and get open versus man coverage. It's always something we look at as coaches too. Are we giving them enough weapons to be able to go beat man coverage when these looks are for the design plays where we are able to get rub routes or things of that nature? We've got to be able to protect it and get the ball out to those playmakers. Let those guys get conversions and keep the drive going. Great answer. Great answer. I thought from him I started laughing because I remember when I asked Byron this.
Yeah,
that was a fun conversation. But no, I mean, I just, it is some of the wide receiver. It is on Bake. It is on coaches. There's a lot of people to pass the blame, but, the receivers have to do a better job of creating that separation, and Bake's got to do a better job of seeing it.
Definitely, and we are being joined soon by the proclaimed Grand Slam champ. I thought J.C. Allen was, but I guess J.C. Allen's a former Grand Slam champ. So,
I guess so.
Yeah, we're getting that title removed off J.C. But I think you guys are 100% right, and great job with that Byron little mention there, J.C. I remember those days, man. I mean, the guy was so smug in that presser room. It was like, my goodness. But this should be an interesting one tomorrow. And the Bucs are expected to be without top guys, and that is now confirmed. Nobody really expected a Godwin or Bucky return yet this week, and now it's confirmed. You're without Reddick, Bredesen, which is unfortunate. Marquise Watts has seemingly been down and out a while as well. And then the Bills side of the ball, I'm sorry, really only big injury is Kincaid, but they do have another weapon over there, so that's not even too big of a loss.
Dawson Knox.
Yep. Then they got Fedarian Mathis out as well, the defensive tackle for their team. J-Lo, thoughts on the injury report? We'll let you tap in here, brother.
I mean, it's no surprise, like you just said. We already knew we weren't going to get some of our playmakers back, and I'm fully aboard with that. No need to rush them back right now at this point. Like JC and Pless mentioned, with all the creating separation, Baker just got to hit the other players and stop trying to focus all on Ibuka for the most part. And as far as the Bills go, Kincaid, that's a kind of a big loss, but they got Dawson Knox as well. So either way, they're still going to be dangerous anyway, no matter what. Just going to have to have a good game plan to keep Allen contained.
And then we do have Mrs. Cornhusker from Nebraska texting into the program as well. Hello, young gentlemen, hunkering down this AM to listen to the show. Good stuff. We appreciate you, Mrs. Cornhusker. Much so appreciated. JC, I'll let you handle the Bills side of the ball. Plus could handle the Bucs, but thoughts on the Bills short injury report? Obviously, they're pretty healthy coming into this one.
Yeah, I think Kincaid's a huge loss for them, though. Him and Allen have developed quite the rapport They are not flush with, I would say, known talented playmakers at the position. You'd argue, Khalil Shakur is on the cusp. He's one of these guys on the rise. Keon Coleman kind of, hasn't ascended the way they wanted him to. And I think it's Josh Palmer's the third wide receiver. It's just, he's an adequate wide receiver 3, but he's nothing special. And they'll have Dawson Knox. Really, their bread and butter is the run game. So they're going to have to hope that they can get some traction there. But missing Kincaid's a big loss for them. As far as the defensive side, Mathis, they are terrible run defense. They're down Ed Oliver. Mathis is a body. He hasn't been exceptional, but he's certainly someone they're going to miss, having this week when they're so down on defensive tackles as it is. And also they just lost Landon Jackson as well, one of their defensive ends. So another player lost to injury. They've been torn up on that defensive side of the ball, especially on the line.
Landon Jackson was a kid I really liked coming out this year as well. I thought, he was going to provide some good spark as a rookie for that Buffalo Bills defense. So that was a big loss. And then Ed Oliver, big body, always harm when you lose.
Off-ball defensive tackle.
Yeah, always a harm when you lose that. Plus, Bucs side of the ball, obviously a little more extensive. When do you hope to see Reddick or Bredesen back at this point? And also, Cleve and me, I don't know if you dove into the Buffalo-Miami game plus, but he said, was it more Miami beating Buffalo or was it more Buffalo beating themselves?
I mean, when you have a running game that gets nearly 200 yards in A-Chain, like that's going to take over most games. And then you factor in the turnovers as well from Buffalo's side. So it's a little bit of both. Just well executed game plan by Miami. Don't have to throw a lot of passes and pound the rock. And that's what the Bucs should do with Baker Mayfield tomorrow. And as far as the injury report, we don't have to worry about inactives. They're already set. So no mystery there at 11:30. I will add that with Buffalo, the injury to watch out for is Teron Johnson. He's their nickel corner. He's questionable. He was limited on Friday. So if he's out, that's another area to attack, especially with Tez Johnson and K-Dot and guys underneath. Like that's where you have to go with the football and continue to utilize the run game, play action off of that. Be smart. Should see a lot of Sean Tucker, as you see there in the comments. Like Sean Tucker definitely should get a lot of carries. He led the team last week and got over 50 rushing yards. Need to bump up that rushing attempts up to like 30, 35 tomorrow. Like that needs to be the main focal point every week, because the less Baker throws, the more chance we have to win. And I know that you don't want to say that, but with the weapons that we're down, you got to simplify the game plan and make it where you're getting high efficient throws and high efficient completions.
And you could tell Vegas is on the same page as us, because Sean Tucker's odds are skyrocketing towards the likes of a Rachaad White, for example. Sean Tucker's never been higher than like a plus 330 to score an anytime touchdown. He's all the way up to plus 175, right behind Sean Tucker or Rachaad White at plus 140. So even the odds makers think it's going to be a ground and pound type game tomorrow.
My dumb ass, I drop him in fantasy because that's why my team is bad. So yeah, just continue on.
Hey, it's tough out there. Richard says homecoming for Sean Tucker as he went to Syracuse. Good call. Hopefully he could be our style, but that's a aggravating thing with fantasy, right? Right when you think someone's down and out, injury or bad play happens, and boom, Madden says next thing you know, somebody's right up there. And we're going to try and win money, as our guy Jimmy Collette is saying. Good morning, fellas. Good morning to you, Jimmy. It's time for our Bucs bets, fellas, where we kind of look into the Bucs lines and see what we're liking here on game day. Try and win our guy Jimmy Collette some money here. This is a parlay king, so what a better time to go over this than with our guy Jimmy here. J-Lo, we'll start with you. It's kind of astonishing to me. The Bucs money line is plus 210. If you bet $10 on it, you win 21, and they're only plus 5.5 points. Would you rather go with the money line straight up, 10 to win 21, or are you going with the Bucs at plus 5.5?
I'm gonna go with the money line.
Uh-oh, Joey's already getting called out by Jimmy Coletta. Where's the Joey? We're going to have fireworks here briefly. The Grand Slam champ. And, on Military Week, we do appreciate your service, Jimmy Coletta. You served for our country, so thank you very much. As we had Veterans Day this week, we appreciate a veteran and our guy, Jimmy Coletta. But JC Allen, touchdown scoring odds, there's 3 big wigs for this Buccaneers team. Would you put $10 on Rachaad White to win you 14, 10 on Sean Tucker to win you 1750, or 10 on Emeka Igbigbu to win 1550?
I'm with you. Let's go on the Sean Tucker train. A little bit better payout too. Let's go big. We'll go home. 10 for 17.
Yeah, and Richard's saying a lot of wind tomorrow. Bucks going to be the Buccaneers. Hopefully not yakking in the bathroom, but the yak on the field. That would be the way to do it. Plus, for the medium touchdown odds, are you going with Cade Otton? 10 would win you 24. Tez Johnson, 10 would win you 24.50. That's pretty much it for the medium guy odds right there.
Give me Tez Johnson just because he's been on a heater with the touchdowns.
Yeah, those Cheetos, hot dogs, and donuts seem to be doing him well at halftime. If you guys watch that with Casey Phillips this week, she does a hell of a job with the player interviews. Tez and Sterling were hilarious. They were like brothers going back and forth. And Tez pretty much says at halftime he eats hot dogs, he eats Flamin' Hot Cheetos, and he eats donuts. And then he cut 7-Up out of his diet. So he's
gotta maintain that weight, man. Got to stay at 155.
Yeah, exactly. Any skinnier, he might not even be able to be seen out there. But his backflips are incredible too. Just awesome stuff there, J-Lo. You get a little bit of the intermediate long shot odds. 10 on Sterling Shepard to win 44, or 10 on the Bake Show to run one in for 65.
Let me go with Sterling Shepard. I think he's due for a tutty. I like that. Give me Sterling Shepard.
JC, you get the long shots now. Ryan Miller, 10 to win $105. Cam Johnson, 10 to win $130. Payne Durham, 10 to win $180. Or your boy Devin Culp, 10 to win $240.
This feels like it could be a Payne Durham touchdown type of week. I'll go Payne Durham.
Yeah, it's Payne time. He's good for 1 or 2 a year, so this could be his time for the Payne.
Red zone.
Yeah. Been
called for big body. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. Spider 2Y banana. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Oh,
Gruden would love it. The great Droman joining, saying get the likes up. What up, fellas? Welcome in, Droman. We appreciate you joining here on the Buccateers. We're in the middle of our Bucs bets. Plus, you get Baker Mayfield passing yards over under 209.5 passing yards for the Bake Show.
I'll take the over.
Yeah, 209.5. So even though I think they'll run, that seems very obtainable. J-Lo over under 1.5 passing touchdowns. Remember, great friend of the program, Pat Donovan. Great hanging out with him last weekend. But he said, always take the over if it's at 1.5. But are you still doing it here? 10 would win you $14 if Baker's able to throw 2 touchdowns or more.
I'll go with the over.
JC, Josh Allen, total interceptions. Will he throw one tomorrow? If he does, 10 would win you 12.
Well, I think that's what the Bucs game plan needs to be. I think it sounds insane, but you need to make Josh Allen beat you with his arm. I think shutting down that rushing attack and shutting his legs down, containing him, and making him have to beat you in the pocket, hopefully under pressure, is what you want to happen tomorrow. So if they play that way, that I think they need to, then there's going to be a lot of opportunities. So I would say, yes, the Bucs will get an interception.
Our guy Jay.
Am I crazy? Do you agree with me, Plus? Do you agree with me, Tones?
I agree.
I agree.
Jay agrees too. Plus, what say you?
No, I agree. I think that's the obvious game plan tomorrow. You gotta shut down the run, and you're gonna have to get turnovers in some way to kind of flip this game, especially to help out your struggling offense right now.
The MVP has to beat you with his arm.
It's a weak spot. It's a weak spot right now. Their receivers don't challenge you they don't challenge downfield. You got to condense everything and keep things in front and really attack downhill. That's going to be the game plan.
It's just crazy.
Plus, you get over under 31.5 passing attempts for Baker Mayfield.
Hopefully the under. So I'll go with under.
I like it. I like it a lot, as Dumb and Dumber would say. J-Lo, I like a lot. Emeka Egbuka, 59.5 over under receiving yards for Gronk's favorite Emeka Igbigbu.
I'll take the over since he's been the favorite target and he's been going off. So I go over on that one.
JC K. Dotton over under 39.5 receiving yards for the big man.
Should be over. It should be over. I think it will be over. I hope it will be over.
Plus, Tasmania Johnson has 31.5 yard mark on over under.
Yeah, that's another one that needs to be over.
Oh, wow. Jimmy Coletta really calling out Joe right now. Holy crap, man. Singing Seth the Flow's theme song over here. Wow. Richard saying over for Igbuka. Our guy John saying Devin Colt needs more snaps. J-Lo Rashad White over under 15.5 receiving yards.
Tough one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say over. I think Baker will finally realize that he's open the flat, and I think he'll get a couple receiving yards. That's all it takes.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Wide open.
All it takes
Wide
is
open.
all it takes is one catch, right? And I really thought he had a chance, from my vantage point, at busting that miraculous fourth down behind the head, but the defenders swore.
Should have had a 50-yard touchdown earlier, but it is what it is. Sterling Shepard had to mess that one up.
Yeah, that man. I mean, geez, what can you do? A lot of mistakes last week. Let's hope they get fixed come 1:00 Eastern tomorrow. With Ian Eagle and JJ Watt on the call. JCL and Rashad White 45.5 over under rushing yards for Rashad.
45.5.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go under on that.
Yeah.
Plus, you get Tucker 40.5.
Yeah, I go over. I think Tucker's going to have to be the feature back. You got to use Rashad in the passing game and just keep mixing that way. But yeah, Tucker should get over.
J-Lo, you get the Bake Show at 12.5.
After watching last game, I'm going to say under. I just don't see him scrambling. He's not 100%.
Now, it's interesting. Vegas lists both of them in the run yard game, but in the rushing attempts by the player, they only list Rashad White and not Sean Tucker. So interesting there, JC. Rashad White over under 12.5 carries.
Under.
There we go. And we're on to the special teams unit, defense after. Plus, are you thinking McLaughlin is over under 1.5 field goals made tomorrow's big leg chase?
I'll go over with 2 field goals.
There we go. I love it. And J-Lo over under of the longest field goal in the game by either team, 50.5 yards, Matt Prater, Chase McLaughlin.
I'll go over.
If they don't play Tucker in this game, they may as well trade him. Well, the trade deadline is over.
He's a restricted free agent. And I don't even think they'll tender him, because if they had as undrafted free agent, it'd be like $2 million or something like that. But I think Rashad kind of goes back into that third down role. Where he'll take a majority of the third down passing work. He'll take on the pass protection work. And you'll see Tucker as more of the, first down, second down kind of back.
2 questions left. J-Lo, defensive battle. Out of these odds, who would you bet on to get an interception? Don't make a scene, $10 to win $75. Antoine Winfield Jr., $10 to win $95. Or Pitbull Parrish, $10 to win $105.
I'm going to say Parrish. I think Parrish is due for an interception. I think he's going to close in and sneak an interception off Allen. That would be one sneaky person I'll put out there for sure.
And that payday would be nice too, right? I mean,
hell yeah.
I don't like Dean at all. People aren't throwing to him anymore.
I know,
lucky
right?
to get another one.
Well, they're trying not to make a scene,
Hey.
Yeah, we'll. There we go. At least somebody laughed. Plus, Over under 20.5 Bucs total points. Do they get to 21?
Yeah, it's got to be over. I say 28 tomorrow.
Yeah,
The
I think
Bucs are going to score 28.
Yeah, I think they bounce back. Again, it's just about simplifying. Teams on a mission. They got to figure it out tomorrow.
Yeah, I think so. And we are live here on the Buccateers. We got triple digits in the house watching live. We're multi-streaming on Real Bucs Talk, Buccateers. It's awesome. We're with JC Michael Plus of Real Bucs Talk. JC Allen of like a million things these days. So we'll just go ahead and say Bucs Game Day SI. We'll get his plug later for his announcement as well. And then joined now by Cleveland Mio Joey Nips with his Notre Dame shirt on. Joey, big game for your Irish today. Welcome in. How you doing?
Doing good. Besides that Jimmy guy, it's kind of like when you're favored by 28 in a football game and you throw him a bone for the backdoor cover. I won't make fun of him too much, but he has not much going for him, Mr. Jimmy. So God bless you for at least serving our country. But Notre Dame, big game today. Indianapolis Colts on a bye week at 8-2 with the MVP of the National Football League. Not even close in my eyes, except for Matthew Stafford. And then Notre Dame favored big today. I can't wait to watch that game. It's must win if they want to make the playoffs. If they lose, their playoff chances are dead in the ground. So big game today, game days there, and I'm ready to talk ball with y'all.
Allen is the best QB who ever played in September and really good in October. We are halfway through November. He might throw 2 picks and fumble and miss a wide open guy on a game winner. Wow, some harsh criticism there from Mark, but that could be true. You never know. You never know. But also he still is a threat. So we will see. Wow, we got another hater of the Colts. Danny Dimes made like Danny Pennies. Plus, what's your thought on Daniel Jones' development this year, kind of as a quarterback here, making a way for Indianapolis?
It's funny you mentioned that because I was watching him a couple weeks ago. I think it was the Falcons game, and like it's just like watching what he's doing. Or was that last week? I don't know. I'm getting my weeks mixed up. But
Pittsburgh was the game he had the most turnovers in for that.
Yeah, but watching him against the Falcons, and like you can see like what their game plan is, and it should be right. You're gonna feed the ball to Jonathan Taylor. You're going to try to utilize play action and try to get the ball out of the hands of Daniel Jones. And I think for whatever reason, the processing has kind of slowed down for Daniel Jones, and he's not getting the ball as quick out into his routes. There's a couple of times where he's just holding the ball, and I'm like, what is going on here? But I think that's also credit to defensively. Teams are making adjustments against him, and they understand this is how they can, force him into some bad decisions and bad turnovers. And we've seen that over the last couple of weeks. But at the same time, they keep finding ways to win games. And you got to give it credit to their coaching staff and kind of overwork. Like, I'm trying to put this in the right way, but like overshadowing Daniel Jones as a quarterback, but leveling him up with what their game plan is and making it easier for him.
Yeah,
that's
and Andrew's one of those guys in 5th grade. He was the big man on campus making jokes at everybody, and now he's handing out pamphlets at Dollar Tree. So that's about where Andrew stands now.
Hey, but yeah, plus I'm kind of in the same thought, and I think this bye week comes at a really good time for the Colts too. A, you get a nice win. B, you kind of got to, readjust a little bit. That's the game of sports, right? Adjustments all throughout the year.
And haven't they had correct me if I'm wrong, Joey, but haven't they had like multiple international games or no?
This, the Colts have had 2 in 3 years, but this year,
it's just the one, right?
Yeah, just the one.
Okay.
It was our home game, and I agree with you. Danny Dimes, look at it. With him and Steichen, our match made in heaven. Obviously, Dable just fired in New York. It's worked. But to Tones' point, the bye week's coming at a perfect time because guess what? We're getting healthier. And after the bye week, we go to Kansas City, where if Kansas City loses to Denver, and then the Colts beat Kansas City, they
Oh
would be
my
under
God!
500.
All this for an AFC Championship loss to the Patriots. We know how this story plays out.
Oh yeah, I
Oh
forgot.
wow.
Hey, you barely
Shots
got past Justin Fields on Thursday night. Let's go.
Oh,
Yeah, Thursday night games, they're always a little ugly, rough, tough, slimy. It's like the past couple weeks we've had the Broncos limp past Pete Carroll.
Yeah,
and
they
the
played
Ravens.
against the Bucs and then went to go play against the Jets. And Thursday night game, you hit the nail on the head, Tones. Like,
Yeah, well, there you go, JC. I guess I got your back there, brother. But we are here on the Buccateers. We're looking like the Brady Bunch. I love it. We got Michael Plus, a real Bucs talk, JC Ellen, and the millions and millions and millions following him behind Coach Allen in the house. Joey Nips, J-Lo, as we're going into our players to look out for on each side of the ball in our score predictions. We have Pepin Steppen saying 17-16 Bucs. Plus, do you have a score prediction, and who's your Bill and Buck to watch out for?
Yeah, I have the Bucs 28-20. I think the Buccaneer to watch out for is Sean Tucker. I think he's got to be the focal point. And then on the Bill side, it's James Cook. Like, you got to find a way to shut him down. Like, that will be the game plan, I think, for both sides, because the weather's not going to be great. It's going to be in the low 40s, probably feeling like 25 because of the wind. That's also another factor. I was kind of thinking about it when we were talking like field goal bets. I was like, I don't know. We might be going for, fourth down situations more in this game because of the wind and the potential, misses with kicks. So that's something to look out for. But I think the Bucs find a way to bounce back offensively and get back to the winning ways before they face the Rams on Sunday night.
Yeah, I love it, and I think it will be a ground-centric game. Tucker and Cook definitely. Cook has looked really good, and remember, Buffalo was kind of toying with him this offseason too, with the money. So good job to him for looking good. We will be live here, by the way, Monday with Buffalo Brad, former college football player, lifelong Bills fan. Will be joining the show to recap the game on Monday here about 6 p.m. Eastern. So just a little bit of a news flash there. J-Lo, score prediction for this game and player to look out for the Bucs and Bills, each side of the ball, or not each side of the ball, but each side of the sideline.
I definitely think it might be a little bit low scoring. I like Bucs 20, Bills 14. I feel that on the Bills side of the ball, look out for Dawson Knox. I think he's a player to really keep a close eye on, even though Don Kincaid is out. But Knox you can't take for granted because Voss has been up and down when it comes to coverage for the most part. On the Bucs side of the ball, I will say keep an eye on Cade Otton, our other tight end. I think he's a weapon to go out to the linebackers like we talked about earlier in the show. So that would be my prediction right there.
Yeah, B-Shuck with the super chat. We appreciate it. Let's give him a round of applause as always. Thank you to our guy B-Shuck. And he's saying good guests. He said it should be plural, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. It's early here. We're getting moving here on a college football game day. But our guy joining us here as we're making our Bucs predictions. J-Lo, 20-14, plus 28-20. Pepin Steppen, 17-16. Joey, where are you going? Bucs, Bills. Bucs are getting 5.5 points. 1 o'clock Eastern tomorrow on the road in Buffalo. Iron Eagle, J.J. Watt, CBS team on the call.
Yeah, after being at the Bucs game last week, obviously the glaring issue that stood out to me was the 4 or 5 big plays that they were able to convert downfield. First and second down, the Bucs seemed to do pretty good on, and then it usually would collapse on third down. So I'm looking at the defensive unit, Todd Bowles, to the Levante David, and having that defense ready to go. Buffalo doesn't have amazing weapons. Of course, they have Josh Allen and James Cook, but I'm talking from receiver tight end standpoint. You can't let up those leaky plays that let up 30 to 40 yards, especially on the road where Buffalo, the weather looks okay, so that won't play too much of a factor. But Buffalo's going to be ready. That Miami loss will wake them up. Last time they were at home, they beat Kansas City. So I think the defense as a whole will be the Buccaneers, who I'll be watching out for. And then on the Bills side of things, let's get a turnover or two out of Josh Allen, get that fumble, make him pump fake one more time, and get a couple of possessions on their side of the field without having to do too much work. So I'll say Bucs 24, Buffalo 23, And it's one on the leg of Chase McGoffin as time expires.
Yes, Marv Albert voice, Chase McLaughlin, game winning field goal. Richard, Bucks 23, Bills 21. I'll give mine quick before we end on our predictions with the great JC Allen. I will say, yeah, see, I don't, yeah, like some people predict in 17, 16, 2014. It's nice, but I just don't know how these teams stay that contained at days end. I'll go 27-24 Bucks. I'll go Baker bounces back. When a lot of people start ruffling their feathers with the Bake Show, he gets added a little bit. So give me the Bake Show for the Bucks. And on Buffalo's side, I'll have to go Josh Allen because a lot of people talking about him as well. So I think the quarterbacks are the players of the game. JC, take us home with the predictions for Bucks Bills.
Oh, geez. Well, I got the same score as you.
Wow. Look at that.
27-24. But flip it.
What? You think Buffalo's going to win?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, sir. I look, this Bucs defense should be able to correct these explosive plays. I don't think that's going to be an issue. I don't know how effective they can be shutting down the running attack. But from James Cook and Josh Allen. Josh Allen's the one that really scares me as far as that. I think there's been times where teams have been able to take advantage of this defensive secondary. And I think if there's a quarterback that's going to be able to do it, it's going to be Josh Allen, no matter who he's throwing to.
And I feel like we never really play well in Buffalo either.
The injuries to me is just what I can't get past. Another week with Michael Jordan and Dan Feeney at guard. Like it's going to be a struggle fest. Deion Walker's playing good football for that team. I think they'll have some things ready to go. If Bucky Irving or Ben Bredesen were playing, it'd be a whole different scenario. But I don't think they can overcome these injuries on the offensive side of the ball. And no one's really seemed to be able to step up on that offensive line as far as those replacement guards. So this scared the heck out of me.
We never really have played well in Buffalo either. Kind of one of those places where the Bucs seemingly have never really seemed to grasp their foot into well. Not the Bucs type of environment, but that could change tomorrow. As B-Shuck says, it's the Bills' honest answer. I was texting Buffalo Brad. I'm like, man, don't have the greatest feeling on this game, but, it's survival of the uglies at this point. What team can pull out the ugly game more, in my opinion?
Another team that hasn't lost back-to-back games in a while either, too.
Yeah, that's a great point. And that's kind of how these teams become good football teams, right? You really don't stockpile losses when you have that good of a season. Front end of the season, it affords you to have a bad stretch or two, but neither team wants to get there. And that's how, good teams become great in the National Football League. We will be back live Monday, 6 o'clock Eastern. Tuesday for Two Me Up Tuesday, campus kickoff. Towing the line, so much more good stuff next week to come here on the Buccateers. If you are watching, hit the like button, subscribe button, turn that notification bell on wherever you may be watching. Plus, in JC, we are going to dip into the college football NFL talk now. You fellas still joining us for that? Feel free.
I'm going to bang out these couple articles I got coming out today. So,
all right, JC. Plus, you want to hang out with us, or are you leaving, brother? JC,
Yeah,
before you leave, though, I want to give you a plug, but hang on. Plus?
I'll stay to the end. I'm good.
Awesome. Let's roll. JC, to give you your proper send-off, brother, I know you just added more to your stuff Thanksgiving plate already, my friend.
Yeah.
Your face is even going to be more places, which is awesome for us Bucs fan. It's truly a treat, JC. So give the people the proper send-off. Where can they find your work? Multiple outlets now and your podcast, brother. Thanks again.
Absolutely. Yeah, always a pleasure coming on here. Always great chopping up with all you guys. Hey, Grand Slam champ too, right? We didn't even touch on that. John Cena winning the Grand Slam. I'm everywhere right now. On my Twitter, JC Allen NFL, right there. You can find all of my tweets and thoughts and everything else Bucs related all there. You can find me writing at Bucs Game Day on Sports Illustrated. I'm over there too, but I've also, as Tones alluded to, added to my portfolio. I'm now with the Peter Plank as well, so I'll be published at both sites. So check out both of my different things. I'm doing different things on both sites, so it's fun. It's kind of different content on each one, so definitely go check that out. In my podcast, we did a late one that popped up yesterday, so go check that out. Sick podcast. It's Pirate Parlay. And
Yeah, JC, before you leave, one last word on the Grand Slam champ as he is ending down his time in wrestling.
Yeah, I'm just curious to see who he's gonna lose it to, and like when. Like, is it gonna be like on his last match? Is he gonna be in the War Games match, or is he gonna have a solo match at Survivor Series? Like I'm interested to see like kind of what happens. You know, granted, I haven't been super following along recently. You know, with coaching and with everything else, I haven't tuned in religiously since before Crown Jewel in Perth. But I've been looking at the cliff notes and stuff like that. But I don't know. Who do you think he's going to lose it to? When?
We know who he might lose it to because he's everywhere. That's JCL, and you know I wouldn't surprise me if JCL slips in there. Joey, real quick thoughts on that before we move on here to football talk.
It seems as the obvious early choice would be Gunther in his final match. Now he does have Monday Night Raw at Madison Square Garden. A lot of big wrestling events have happened at the Garden. You could possibly have him in a match where somebody interferes in it and he loses it that way too. But like you said, he only has 3 appearances left. We have Monday Night Raw at the Garden. We have Survivor Series. And then we have on the Cock Network, December 13th, his final match in Washington, D.C. So early indication is Gunther in the tournament they're having. Shout out to Zach Ryder, who also returned yesterday. But Gunther is the leading candidate.
And JC, really quick, I don't think Bucs have ever won in Buffalo in the regular season, have they?
Are you asking me? I don't know. I'm not Greg Allman.
All right. Well, thanks for everything, JC. You're out. Thanks. You served purpose well, but get to those articles, buddy. We love you.
All right. Appreciate
Have
it,
a
guys.
great. Thanks again, the great JC Allen, for joining. Still great, joined by the great Michael Plus of Real Bucs Talk. Plus, I don't think the Bucs have ever won in Buffalo, though, have they?
No, they haven't.
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, they're always, you're always due for something new, and I think tomorrow is a good day to change that.
Let's try something new. Let's get a win in Buffalo tomorrow. I love it. I love it. I love it. Andrew says, love the podcast, gentlemen. We appreciate it. Joey, we briefly talked about him. The Colts are on a bye week. Will they win the AOC? We'll start with you, Plus. Right now, who would you say will win the AOC?
Oh, man. Loaded question. AFC is tough to predict. It's been kind of a down conference. It's not I don't think it's as strong as the NFC conference, but you have some, the Colts obviously being that surprise team that is playing well. You have the Patriots who are back in the fold now. But you look at you still have the Chiefs out there that could be, coming late, and then Buffalo, is still a good team. Baltimore and the NFC North, or the AFC North. That's a weird division to figure out. It's kind of up in the air. Yeah, so really AFC is wide open. I think anybody could win it. If I had to choose right now, I hate to say it, but I would probably go with the Patriots, just the way they're playing, and the quarterback that they have, who's on a unbelievable heater right now and is playing probably the best quarterback in that conference. He's playing as far as top level goes.
Yeah, his performance is incredible. Yeah. The throws he was making on not only last Sunday, but even Thursday, it was wow.
Yeah. And to add in, they have Travion Henderson, who's coming on strong now, getting him as the starting running back. I think that gives him a whole different dimension that we haven't seen.
Yeah, Mrs. Cornhusker texting in, God bless our vets for their sacrifice and bravery. Appreciate that, as we did talk about Veterans Day. J-Lo, who do you got winning the AFC right now if you had to predict, brother?
Oof, tough one. I'm going to stick with the Colts. I think the Colts got a good running game. I think Jonathan Taylor is definitely the MVP, like Joey mentioned earlier. That's a team I would not take for granted at all. Broncos, to me, are very beatable. Patriots are definitely a team to recognize, but I think with the coin flip, I'm going to go with the Colts.
Our guy Sika from Serbia saying we will win. Hello from Serbia. Thank you for joining us. We do appreciate it. Joey, you're the Colts guy. Thoughts on the bye week? Thoughts on who comes out on top, or who might their toughest opponent be in your eyes in the AFC?
I mean, to me, the easy choice on paper, if you're just looking at it, would be the Patriots. Number one, they have the 9 wins. They also have the easiest schedule. I mean, you look at their schedule, and outside of Buffalo and Tampa Bay, it's a bunch of cakewalks along the way. So they have that going for them in high regard as well. And Henderson is coming on there. Colts have a tough schedule, a little bit more so, and so does Denver, because obviously Denver's division. But obviously I'm going to be biased. Why would I go with any other team than the Colts? Because listen, what do you want to do in December football? Run the damn ball, and we can run the damn ball better than anybody else as long as Jonathan Taylor stays healthy. So to me, if you could feed him, and I'm telling you, everyone keeps talking very highly on Kansas City because they deserve that for the past 5-6 years. But literally, if they lose to Denver, which is very possible on the road in a divisional game, and then the Colts can go in there and beat them, that they're under 500. And then you get to the point where it's they got to create their own path. So if anybody's looking for an out of the Chiefs, and we've been sick of them for all these years, this is a big 2-game stretch for them. And if they can somehow lose 2 in a row, you can never count them out. But under 500 going into December would be tragic for them. So I'm looking forward to that. And to answer your question again, I'm always going with Indianapolis, baby.
Yeah, I do have the Patriots and Colts both having 2 top-of-the-line wins, right? So both of their schedules have been about even to this point. Patriots have beat the Bucs and the Bills. The Colts have beaten the Chargers and Broncos. So both have 2 tier 1 wins, in my opinion. It really just comes down to which defense you trust more. I think if the Colts get DeForest Buckner back at some point, that'll be a huge help to their defense. And I think that'll make a big improvement for them. And then you really can never rule out Lamar, Mahomes, Josh Allen, right? The AFC is kind of, as Plus said, wide open, which if you're a fan of teams like the Colts and Patriots and Broncos, this is a great year for you because it is wide open. So I would probably lean with the Colts right now. Right behind him, I would go with Ravens, actually, personally. I think the Ravens I would put number 2 behind the Colts, just because when Lamar's played, they've proven they could win football games. Obviously, when he was out, they endured that tough stretch, but I think the Ravens will be the toughest. But, you know, it's a coin flip. The NFL this year is a coin flip. So it'll be interesting to see who comes out, both the AFC and NFC, as we're live here on the Buccateers. Going to switch shifts here from NFL talk. After we have our MVP, I think Taylor should win the MVP. Not who's going to win it, but who do you think should win it real quickly, J-Lo?
Jonathan Taylor, hands down. I think he's a very interesting player. He's been going off, and he won a big football game last week for the Colts.
Plus, it seems like it's a Stafford-May Jonathan Taylor convo at this point.
Yeah, Matthew Stafford is playing unreal.
Yeah, he is.
You know, Jonathan Taylor's been outstanding. I think he's basically been the catapult for, you know, that Colts team, you know, them and just the way their defense, and, you know, obviously getting Sauce Gardner, that's going to help. And yeah, I mean, it's tough. Like I would love to see a different position win it, but usually it comes back to quarterback. So it comes down for me like Drake May or Stafford. I would probably lean Stafford, to be honest. I mean, Stafford's just playing outstanding. And I kind of worried about going up against him next week. That's going to be tough. But yeah, I would go with Stafford.
And like you said, too, quarterbacks always seemingly get the little favorite edge. Joey, I know where you're going. Give Jonathan Taylor a ringing endorsement on why he deserves it.
I mean, yeah, obviously quarterback awards, so they always be the favorite. But if you look at this guy's statistics and who he's being in conversations with, you're talking about Jim Brown, LaDainian Tomlinson, Adrian Peterson. There was a stat the other day I shared with a few chats that total points, the top 15 NFL players, it's 14 kickers and Jonathan Taylor who have the most points. in the NFL, which is very, very hard to do. So, and keep in mind, the Colts try to throw a lot. They try to throw to score and run to win. So there's a lot of games in the first half where Taylor doesn't even get a lot of opportunity or gets muddled. And he still ends up with that big run because our offensive line tires them down and he creates that big play. You've seen 50-yard run. You've seen a 70-yard, 80-something. I mean, that play against Atlanta, it looked like they were about to call it dead in the middle of the line of scrimmage. He pops out and bounces it. So when you're in that high of a tier, that's why I'm giving Taylor the endorsement. We all know it goes to QBs. Well, let's change that this year. It gets old.
I agree. Can I just add? I just looked at his stats, and he's got over 1,100 yards rushing. He's got 15 touchdowns. There's an opportunity that this guy could get 2,000 rushing yards and also probably 25 touchdowns. It's just crazy what he can put up.
He's putting up crazy numbers, and he's really helping.
Meanwhile, averaging 6 yards a carry. That never has happened.
You rush it to him twice and he gets a first down. That's pretty easily, right? By 2 yards. So that's pretty insane that it equates to that. So, yeah, I think it's a 3-man race at this point, but the NFL's a week-to-week league. We've seen it change over the hand of the season. Speaking of change, college football talk is here. Change the carousel to college
bowls.
Yeah, bowls. Speaking of bowls, we're leading it off. Plus South Florida minus 9.5 at Navy, 25th ranked South Florida. Plus, who you got?
I'll go with USF, but I think it's going to be a closer game. I expect Navy to cover that point spread. But yeah, USF, I'm hoping can win and stay in the playoff, the rankings. That'd be awesome.
Agreed, and it would be really treat for Tampa area to experience a USF playoff berth. I think that would be phenomenal, and I'm rooting for. I love Alex Golesh, so I think if they make the playoffs, it actually helps his chance at staying at USF as well. Joey, number 9th ranked Notre Dame minus 13.5 points at 23rd ranked Pittsburgh.
Yeah, as a big Notre Dame fan, I'm thinking they win by about 10. Pittsburgh, I mean, this is the first time game day's been there in so long. This is the first time they're kind of back on the map after losing a couple games. They got a freshman quarterback in there now, which could be the difference, maybe a couple turnovers. I'll take Notre Dame by 10 or 11 points.
J-Lo, Arizona's plus 6 on the road at 22nd ranked Cincinnati.
I think Cincinnati takes care of business at home.
Yeah, I think I agree with you there. Plus Wisconsin at number 2 ranked Indiana. Indiana minus 29.5.
Wow. Give me Indiana.
Joey, South Carolina plus 17 on the road at number 3 ranked Texas A&M.
A&M blows them out. 3-touchdown game.
Mr. H says ND at least by 10. Wow. J-Lo, Arkansas plus 5 at LSU without Brian Kelly.
Tough one, especially with LSU going with their backup quarterback. I still like LSU in a close one at home.
Plus, this is another mammoth spread. 3:30 Eastern, 14th ranked Georgia Tech minus 16.5 at Boston College.
Oh, man. That's a tough one. I think Boston College keeps it close, but Georgia Tech ends up getting the win.
I agree with you there completely. Joey, 3:30 Eastern, 20th ranked Virginia hopes to stay alive in the playoffs. They're plus 4 at Duke.
Yeah, this is a very intriguing game to me because I haven't seen a ton of either team. But Duke, I kind of like their QB, man, by statistics and just by some tape I'd watch on YouTube. So not much tape, I guess you can call it highlights. I'll take Duke in the points, or given the points.
J-Lo, 3:30 Eastern, number 11 ranked Oklahoma travels to number 4 ranked Alabama. Bama minus 6.5 at home.
Ooh, that's a good game. I agree. With that being said, I think Alabama pulls out a close one at home over Oklahoma. Oklahoma's got a very underrated defense, I feel, and they're going to be competitive.
Good slate of games today continues. 3:30 Eastern, Iowa plus 6.5 on the road at 17th ranked USC plus.
Wow. That's a good one too, because Iowa played a good game last weekend. and Iowa always they find ways to stay in the game. So I'm gonna say it's gonna be another heartbreaker for Iowa. USC wins in a close game.
Joey, 3:30 Eastern. Penn State hopes to keep their bowl game season hopes alive. -7.5 on the road at Michigan State.
Man, they really effed it last week in that big Indiana game we were watching in Tampa, Florida with J-Lo and the crew. But I hate Michigan State. If there's one team that I could just take a dump on their midfield 50-yard line, it'd be Michigan State. So give me Penn State all the way.
J-Lo, 3:30 Eastern. Scott Frost on the road at number 8th ranked Texas Tech. UCF +23.5.
Texas Tech's going to blow the roof off UCF.
Plus 3:30 Eastern. NC State travels to 16th ranked Miami. Miami is 14.5-point favorites at home.
It's at home. Wow. NC State has been playing better. Is that who they're going up against? NC State?
Yep.
Okay. I'll go NC State with the upset.
I love it. Joey, 3:30 Eastern. Appalachian State +21 at 24th ranked James Madison. James Madison still alive in the college football playoffs.
Sorry, I got sidetracked. Tones. Rizzo just offered me like a dog shit terrible. He's trying to get me Mariota and take Tyler Ward from me.
Boy.
What do we do? Can you repeat the game, please? I got some.
Appalachian State +21 at number 24 ranked James Madison, 3:30 Eastern.
I feel like Appalachian State after this trade offer, so give me James Madison by 30.
Oh boy. J-Lo, New Mexico State +41.5 at 21st ranked Tennessee. That game's 4:15 Eastern.
It's going to be a blowout for sure, so I'll go with that. Tennessee.
Plus Bill Belichick and Co. +5.5 at Wake Forest, 4:30 Eastern.
Give me Wake Forest.
Joe, you got Anthony Gator +3 at home, 5 o'clock Eastern against Liberty.
Anthony Gator all the way there.
J-Lo, 7 o'clock Eastern. 15th ranked Utah travels to Baylor. Utah is -10.
I'll go with that cover. Utah should win by that many.
Plus, Florida goes to 6th ranked Ole Miss. Florida's +11 on the road, 7 o'clock Eastern.
I'll say Ole Miss wins this, but I think Florida keeps it close.
Joe, your favorite coaches of UCLA travel to number 1 ranked Ohio State. UCLA +33.5 on the road, 7:30 Eastern.
Oh, wow. Somebody check your car alarm out over there. I don't know. I'm trying to comment on this trade because at least you can comment back. I'm going to say worst trade offer of all time. But I also will say Ohio State will win, but by 30, not 33 plus.
Love it. J-Lo, 7:30 Eastern. 10th ranked Texas travels to 5th ranked Georgia. Georgia's -4.5.
I say Georgia at home, and please ignore the sound. Someone's being an idiot.
Plus TCU is +3.5 at 12th ranked BYU. That game's 10:15 tonight.
Oh man, I'm gonna go TCU. I think TCU pulls off the upset.
I love it since that game's pretty much at midnight and NFL starts bright and early tomorrow in Madrid. We're gonna just keep the train rolling to NFL as seemingly the games do too. Joey, you start us off 9:30 a.m. Eastern in Spain, Madrid. The Commanders travel to Miami. Remember, NFL we do without the spread for Red Eyes Pick'em.
Yeah, I have a feeling. I feel like Miami, even though they were pretty much a joke earlier in the year, they do still have the talent. And without Daniels playing, I think that's a big factor. And in Madrid, I feel like Miami offense might be able to take care of this. So give me the Dolphins. It could be an ugly game or whatever, but they're kind of on a little heater right now. And I don't know. Yeah.
J-Lo, Panthers, Falcons, 1 o'clock Eastern tomorrow.
I say Falcons take this one at home over the Panthers.
Plus Packers on the road in New York, 1 o'clock Eastern with famous Jameis.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Packers at famous Jameis in Hamilton tomorrow, 1 o'clock Eastern.
Jameis will provide highlights, but I think the Packers win this game.
Hamilton highlights. Joey, you get the Bears traveling to Minnesota, 1 o'clock Eastern tomorrow. That's a fun one.
The best city in the world. No, sorry, Dave. He cracked me up this week. As always. Bears have been on a heater, actually, have won, I think, like 5 out of 7 or 6 out of 7. That's why Minnesota at home will take this game by 3 to 6 points.
Jimmy P's going to be crying about that. Bengals at Steelers, J-Lo, 1 o'clock Eastern tomorrow.
I say Bengals with the upset.
Houston at Tennessee tomorrow, 1 o'clock Eastern, Mr. Plus.
Sorry, I keep getting distracted. Say the game again.
No, you're Houston at Tennessee tomorrow, 1 o'clock Eastern.
Houston at Tennessee. I'll go Houston.
I like it. Joey, you get LA Chargers at Jacksonville Duval, 1 o'clock Eastern.
Jacksonville had a pathetic loss last week. Davis Mills and the boys came all the way back. I think that will be very hard to recover from. If you guys remember the last time these two played, the Jacksonville had one of the biggest comebacks in playoff history. Chargers today with Herbert. Tomorrow.
4:05 Eastern, J-Lo, Seattle travels to the Rams of LA.
That's going to be a hell of a game. Give me Seattle on the road beating the Rams.
Plus 4:05 Eastern, Niners travel to Arizona, led by Jacoby.
Jacoby against the Niners. I'll go Niners.
Joey, 4:25 Eastern tomorrow. Kansas City travels to Denver in one of the games of the day.
Yeah, what a lit NFL slate. I feel like it's been a while since we've had like 3, 4, 5 behemoth matchups. This is going to sound crazy, but I'm going Denver by 2 or 3.
J-Lo, Ravens, and Lamar travel to Cleveland at 4:25 Eastern tomorrow.
Give me Ravens. They've been on fire. Lamar's been back. Give me Ravens.
Plus, you get one of the games of the day as well. Sunday Night Football, Detroit, Philly, 8:20 p.m. on NBC.
Detroit and Philly. It's at Philly.
Yep.
Yeah.
In that lovely Philadelphia weather.
I'll go with Lions. I think Lions are a better football team. I'll go with Detroit.
Joe, you get to end us on a boom. You get Dallas and Vegas, 8:15 Monday night.
First time all year I might fully watch Monday Night Raw instead of this dog shit. Dallas by 7.
Trevor Lawrence, I don't know if he's a bust, but he's certainly not worth his pay grade. I'll put it like that for sure. We're going to roll right into some fantasy mash report quick before we get to final word and breadwinners. So let's see what we got here on the mash report. J-Lo, are you playing Bo Nix or Jordan Love this week for your quarterback position?
I'm going to go with Bo Nix.
Joey, would you rather play Cade Otton at tight end or Theo Johnson at tight end?
Cade Otton.
Plus, which of the Redskins running backs do you trust more, Chris Rodriguez Jr. or Bill Crosby-Moret?
Can I say neither?
You could say neither.
I'll just go with what's the guy's name? Bill. I'll go with Bill.
Bill Nye, the science guy. That was our brief, fun, quick mash report before we get to our bets of the weekend and our final word here on the Buccateers. Reminder, if you're watching any platform on Real Bucs Talk or Buccateers, hit that like button, subscribe button, turn that notification bell on. Breadwinners and final word time is kickoff is here. J-Lo, bet of the weekend and final word for the program, brother.
I'm going to go with TCU on the road with the upset or BYU later on tonight. And my final word is it's going to be a fun game tomorrow. Plus, thank you for coming on. Always fun chopping up with you, gaining knowledge. Shout out to JC Allen coming on earlier. Lots of great games on today for college football-wise. I'll be watching my wonderful Gators, see what they do, see if they compete. Hopefully they give it a competitive game, not just lay on their ass. We'll wait and see what happens there. And go Bucs.
Plus, if you have a bet of the weekend, feel
J-Lo
free.
at TCU.
Yep, J-Lo at TCU plus 3.5 at BYU. Plus, if you have a bet of the weekend, feel free to share it. If not, brother, give us your final words and thoughts for Bucs ball tomorrow, my friend. Always a pleasure. And what's up with Real Bucs Talk?
No, I appreciate it, guys. Yeah, I mean, if I I don't really have a bet. I guess I would go. We talked about this earlier, but I'll go Sean Tucker. Bet on him having the over rushing yards. I think that's a good choice there. Yeah, and as far as the game tomorrow, should be a fun one. Hopefully, Buccaneers can play smart football. I think it starts with Baker Mayfield. That's why I was getting distracted. I'm getting a bunch of replies here by a certain person that thinks Baker can do no wrong, and it's always the receivers, the O-line, or the coaching's fault, which not always the case. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a great football weekend, so hopefully you guys all enjoy. And at Real Bucs Talk, don't have much going on. We have trying to pick things up as we get back into things, but we have the Substack, we have film studies on our YouTube channel as well. So be sure to check those out, and definitely looking forward to diving into this matchup once it completes tomorrow.
Love it. I cannot wait for that. Always a great time at Real Bucs Talk. Give me LSU money line without Brian Kelly. I think this team is winners. Their stock goes up to me. They're on the money line. It's about minus 165. So $20 will win you about $15 for LSU. And my final words are fire the damn cannons plus JC. Great time. And Joey, take us home, brother, with your breadwinner and final words for the show.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Lions plus 3 tomorrow. I've seen 2.5 and 3, depending on where. I'm going to go with the 3 just in case on Sunday Night Football. And then my final word is I love the bye week when your team has it, especially when you're good. I can't wait to enjoy the college slate today. We have a little Friendsgiving tonight, Tones and I do. And then
love me Friendsgiving. Food and bricks me up.
Yep, and there'll be a lot of bricks. And then in the NFL, start very early in the morning in Madrid all the way through Sunday Night Football, and we will enjoy it all. I can't wait for it. Let's get it on.
Yeah, between now, tomorrow, Monday, football. My final word is if Oregon State wins and LSU loses, I'm done because I was going to go with the Beavers as my breadwinner, but change LSU. So let's go, you Brian Kelly-less schmucks. And Penn State win 3 in a row. Good luck to the Gators. Good luck to USF Bulls and the Buccaneers tomorrow. God bless everybody. Again, happy Veterans Week. Fire the damn cannons. Until next time, we'll be back Monday night, 6 Eastern, with Buffalo Brad reviewing the game. Thanks, ups. Bro, we'll put it like that. What's it like? I was actually there in attendance in Cleveland for Coe's first career NFL touchdown, which was awesome. And,
Awesome.
It was a great game. You could hear me on camera. I was just screaming, say it ain't so, Coe. Say it ain't so. Sadly, from there, the game kind of went off the rails a little. That was the last high moment of that game. But it was a great game. Overtime loss, fun time.
Yeah.
But how was that moment for you? Seeing the first, whether it was on TV, in person, wherever you were, seeing his first NFL touchdown. How was that?
Well, dude, I mean, we were at home because it was a away game. We don't travel to a lot of the away games because we can get into that later. But, to watch that and to think I wished I was there live. So to have your video was so cool. And just that, hey, this is so cool. I mean, that was so cool for us. Catching it from Tom Brady, right? Like he's got the ball yet. I mean, first NFL touchdown means a lot, right? I mean, as a dad, that's so cool to see. And it was fun to watch. And, it didn't have the outcome we wanted, but still the same. What a memory! What a memory to have, right? So,
and honestly,
cool.
those. One of the best guests ever, the Buccateers in the house. You guys hear him on Tampa radio all the time. He's one of the best in the business. My favorite personal in the business. That's why I'm elated tonight. Growing up in the Chicago area, you're used to sports radio. That's what gets me through the day. So this man does help get me through the day, I will say, with the Pat and Aaron show at work. Nothing like it. So it's incredible. It looks like we got Stunna bumbling in. I'm Tampa Tones. We are joined by Lee Goon tonight, host of the Pat and Aaron show of WDAE. Pat Donovan. And it sounds like Stunna is bumbling a little bit. Going to put him on mute for a second until that gets a little clear. But we're joined by Pat
It looks like
Donovan.
Stunna's hanging out with Cheech and Chong in a car with the windows up or something over there.
It does look like you got a little.
No, my camera's broke.
And he was trying to pull me in big time. And then I was like, hey, you know, nothing's happened with Indianapolis yet. Like, I really want to give Indy a chance. And then also I talked to Cody Gruden, you know, once he took over Rich McCann, and still like, well, look, I was like, y'all just give me the opportunity to explore free agency, see what's going on, and then can I make us do it.
All right, everyone, you are tuned into the Buccateers at wide receiver, Kalen Geiger, and we are about to have a great pod. This is the Buccateers. You're tapped in.